The PL Show is brought to you by Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil.
Hello, it's the Phenomenal Lady Show. This is a discovery episode, and we will be projecting the works of two amazing, fantastic women who are doing wonderfully well with their careers. And I will be telling you all about them and their personal stories. This show is proudly sponsored by Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil, Roma Nkuto Master, and Bekoe Spray Starch. Bekoe, look sharp. We will take a breather here. When we come, we will go straight into having a conversation with my phenomenal ladies for the day.
Should you Roma to me?
Nkuto Master, a baby jumanamo. She's so madahati. Roma Insecticide Spray ada Roma. Entafre, entatia, mekecheha. No way. Shemikuno, entonton bako crown fanimo. Enosua empusi. Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil. Emma ude we show. Roma, Ekua.
Roma and Tonton Master.
Wow, my uniform looks different.
Bekoe Spray Starch, Majimo Point. Hachi, pause. When you want to run into the moon, I feel your spray starch, Papa. On particles be our water, no wrinkles, smooth iron.
Yes, Papa. Bekoe Spray Starch. Me here perfume.
Also, yes, guy.
Bekoe Spray Starch.
Look sharp.
Look sharp, look sharp.
It's the Phenomenal Lady Show, and let's take a look at what they do, their lives behind the camera, and then we will be right back.
She is a graduate of the University of Ghana who read psychology and English. Being very particular about her skin, it became an obsession after she used shea butter, and she decided to venture into it as a business. Taking into consideration the negative views and displeasure towards shea butter, she created a brand that transformed it to a more pleasing way for consumer consumption. Bernice Bekoe is the CEO of Nkuto Haven, a Ghanaian product which serves as livelihood for most women. Today, Nkuto Haven, aside Ghana, is available in countries like UK, the US of A, Germany, Kenya, France, and Nigeria.
Bernice, you are doing something that is different. I think growing up, I've always known Nkuto to be in a calabash. They sell it in the market. And the only time we actually use Nkuto is probably when you give birth, you deliver. And then you have to use Nkuto to massage the baby and all of that. But you have taken it to another level.
Okay, so I have always loved shea butter. Shea butter is something I've used since I was a kid and everything. In university, I got irritations on my skin, and then I told my mom about it because we tried several remedies. It wasn't working. I told my mom about it, and she told me to use shea butter. So I used it and it changed my life. Shea butter has SPF. Shea butter is the best butter you can get for your skin. It's perfect. So I decided to share my good news to the entire world, and that's how come Nkuto Haven came to be.
And how is Nkuto Haven different from the other brands out there?
Okay, my shea butter is fresh. It's fresh.
No preservatives.
Yeah, no preservatives, no additives, nothing. We don't use anything that is not natural. I use natural and essential oils, which are very, very good for the skin as well.
She is a multi-purpose woman who has experienced different angles and phases of life, but decided to spice it up all with her spices. Peace Ababio, after her study in social studies in education, traveled away from home and came back to her motherland, where she worked in gold talk jewelries. Aside that, she started a training company for teachers and head of schools. Today, She's intrigued about the natural products that are on our market with great health benefits and therefore started a spice company, Joy Spices. Peace believes that as an entrepreneur, you have to start with what is around you and know the basic needs of people.
Peace, Joy, you are into education.
Absolutely.
And now you're doing spices.
Yes.
How? Do you do life skills in school?
Do they still have a subject called life skills?
You tell me.
Actually, they don't. We keep changing the names of stuff, but the content is the same because life, even though life is changing at a fast pace, the basics are still the basics. You still need to know how to live your life on a day-to-day basis. You need to know, for instance, how to tie your shoelaces in kg, and those are things that we teach. Basically, we can't skip all those and say that because there's ICT, we can now forget about waking up in the morning because the computers will wake us up. It doesn't work that way.
True.
So.
And then now you're doing spices.
Absolutely. You know the funniest part about this whole thing? Growing up, I used to hate cooking with a passion. Because I was the youngest of 3 sisters. There's actually 6 of us in the family, but the other 3 are boys, and then my 2 older sisters. When you walk into the kitchen, the first thing they'll ask you to do is go and chop onions. Who likes chopping onions?
Nobody likes that.
There's a time when everybody leaves home. So everybody left, and I was home alone with my parents. And so I was forced to start cooking. Because then I had to learn the basics, and then I got to discover that I actually loved cooking, and that I was really good at it. So I think it was even my big brother that made a comment that, look, your spices are just fabulous. Every time I come and eat, it's like I go home with the idea of the taste of what I get, and I know I don't get it anywhere else. So you actually should think of doing this as a business. So that's how come Joy Spices came up. There are many things that I've done before. I mean, I've dabbled in a lot of stuff. I used to travel to the UK to work, so I've done like a myriad of jobs. So I had to find out how to do it, how to go about it, how to find a market, how to link up with people, how to promote it on social media. Basically, just everything about it. Because when I went to it, I realized that there were even spices that people have never heard of.
Of course.
There were spices that I hadn't used before. I had to do research, which spice goes better with which condiment. Which flavor do I want? What do I want with fish? We know that with fish, herbs work better than just main spices. So with my fish mix, there are lots of like herbs in there. I had to find, you know, there are some spices that when you mix are actually poisonous. I had to find out which spices not to mix.
Bernice, you and I were talking. Where do you source your raw materials from?
Yeah, I get my shea butter directly from the northern region. I work with women.
So your main ingredient is shea butter?
Yes. I work with several women cooperatives, and then I get my shea butter directly from the freshest batch.
That's really great. Yeah. You're a university graduate, aren't you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so ordinarily people will expect that you would have gone looking for a white collar job, something else, and then you decided to do this, and you say it's your skin. But I know that a lot of these things, really, there are a lot of Nkuto on the market as well. There are a lot of other brands as well that has also come up with the same Nkuto idea and blah, blah. Didn't you look at the competition and say that, I should probably not do this?
There is market for every single product. There is always market. We don't have enough shea butter on the market, I always say. We don't do enough with shea butter. We don't do enough with anything, because I believe there are so many people in the world right now that are not exposed to this. So if you look at competition that you're facing right now, you're not doing anything.
What has been your greatest challenges?
Partnership and sponsorship.
That seems to be an issue with a lot of SMEs.
So basically, you don't get people investing in it. People do not understand the concept and everything. Why so?
If they don't understand?
Because for Ghana, for instance, we see shea butter. Somebody will go to the market and, shea butter, it's small, you know, I'm not supposed to buy it like this. So when you project your ideas to an investor, they bring all these things up until they see the numbers it's actually making, they're not interested, you know. So yeah, that's the challenge.
Okay, so even after you said until people see the numbers, they're not interested.
Yes.
So why don't you go to people with the numbers?
That's what we've started doing. Initially, that was my challenge. That was the problem I should have I didn't use auditors, and you need auditors to audit your books, regardless of the business you're going into.
So
if you
bookkeeping,
need, exactly,
very important.
very, very important. We didn't do that. We brought auditors to audit our books so that we have our clear numbers. So that when we are presenting our numbers to an investor, potential investor, they know what they are going into.
Peace. How has it been?
So far, it has been fun. I think I'm discovering that people apply for a job, like in my school or in my training section, and they say, "Oh, we really want to work. We really want to work."
And then they come.
And then they come in, and then it's like,
don't want to
the
work.
work is too hard. It's too strenuous. Why do I have to come at 6 o'clock and close at 6? But you asked for work. You didn't ask for holiday, and we actually have to work. And recently, White said something that just struck me. He said, "You should work like everything depends on work, and pray like everything depends on prayer." So you can't just be praying and not be working, and you can't be working and not be praying. Those two go hand in hand. So for me, if you apply for a job, you need to work at it like nobody's business. I mean, do it like there's nothing else left in the world. So basically for me, that's what's up with Joy Spices. And I think I spoke to a couple of people that have used it before. Somebody actually sent a message the first time I gave her the Kilewilly spice and the chicken spice. She said Christmas time, when she cooks, the family goes like, this meat we're eating it too, but the spice is only outside. You know, like usually when you go, you can taste the spice on the skin of the chicken, but when you get in, it's like just flesh, it's bland. She sent me a message of what her son said. His son said, for the first time we are eating turkey, the spice on the outside
and it's on the
inside.
inside.
So we really like this spice.
But isn't that a technique of spicing?
It's how you mix the spices and what you have in the spices.
there.
And then the technique too is also there, how you marinate the meats that you're going to cook. So I actually tell people that, I actually write it on there, that it's best that you make little stabbings on your meat, and then spice it. I don't add any salt because different people have different levels of salt intake. Some don't take salt at all, like my grandmother, So you use your own salt at your own pace, whatever amount of salt you want to bring out the flavor, and then you put on your spice with your meat. You make little stabbings on your meat, and you marinate for at least 20 minutes.
We will be right back.
Shady rumor to me.
Nkuto Master, ebe juma na mo. Hwese o madahati. Roma insecticide spray ada Roma. Entafre, entatia, mekeche ha. No way. Hwemekuno. Ntonton ba ko kra afane mo. Eno so a empusie. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil. Emma wo dem we sham. Roma, Ekua.
Roma and Tonton Master.
Wow! My uniform looks different.
Bekoe spray starch. Majimo point. Rachi, pause. When you want to na munto do mo. Afi ni enya spray starch papa. Onja particles be or water, no wrinkles, smooth iron.
Yesham papa. Bekoe spray starch. Me here perfume.
Also, you guys.
Bekoe spray starch.
Look sharp.
Look sharp, look sharp.
Yena. Makechiano, why are you?
Oh! Tum preco.
Sasso.
Mwa.
Sasso.
Abano, oh, you sasso. Yena, sasso.
Yes, Sasso. Madame, Sasso. What?
Sasso.
Emo beyond that down. Sasso. Ekum tum. Ni mwa. Sasso. Tum preco.
It's the Phenomenal Lady Show, and it is proudly sponsored by Roma Insecticide Spray, which kills mosquitoes and all crawling and flying insects instantly, leaving a nice and pleasant fragrance in your room all night. Roma and Tonton Master. And Bekoe Spray Starch. Bekoe Spray Starch actually finishes your clothes and makes it come out very crisp and makes ironing easier and allows you to spray evenly, giving your clothes a very refreshing look. Bekoe, look sharp. Bernice, you and I were talking.
Yes.
You do other things outside of making the Nkuto. What is it?
I work at Glycolife as a business development officer. Yes.
And how is combining the two for you?
Been easy. It hasn't been easy at all because you have to deal with somebody's schedule and deal with your own schedule, and combining both is not easy, you know, because this is a startup. I have to grow my startup, and then combining the growth of a startup with somebody else's schedule hasn't been easy. But I hope and I believe by grace we're going to make it.
Why is there a need for a personal business, if I may ask?
Okay, so when I was in university, before I got out of university, I used to work a lot when I was in university. I was applying for jobs, you know, any job I get, whether it pays or not, I used to work a lot. I've been interested in business since. And it got to a point I decided, why not create an avenue for women who are growing up, you know, to do something for themselves. We can't always look up to somebody, you know, the government to provide jobs for us, and I have to create something for myself so that even if I am not working, I know that definitely I'm going to eat.
I'm interested in the spices. How many flavorings do you have?
I actually have 5. Today I brought 3. I have Kiliwili for Kiliwili mix. I have chicken for anything poultry, not just chicken. And then everything fish or seafood is a fish mix.
Okay.
And then I have all-purpose spice for things like normal stews, soups, jollof, whatever else you want to do. And then the last spice is the meat.
Is it okay for people with special dietetic needs?
Yes. There are lots of things that we have, like for example in Nkuto, our palm oil, our coconut oil. They're actually really good stuff that we have. But because we're always buying what the ideas from outside, which always look better than ours, we always tend to think that whatever is made in Ghana is substandard. But trust me, now with the trend that we're going on, everything in Ghana is absolutely top rate. Nothing is done by just we don't do shoddy stuff. We're actually doing things that hit the right target, the right market at the right time.
Where do you source your raw materials from?
Yeah, I get my shea butter directly from the northern region. I work with women.
So your main ingredient is
shea butter. Yes. I work with several women cooperatives, and then I get my shea butter directly from the freshest batch.
That's really great. You source all this thing from here. Do you go to the farms to get the spices, or you just buy them in the market?
I go to the farm. I went to the farm for onions, for ginger, for garlic, for pepper. And the most exciting thing I discovered about going to the farm, I decided I'd go to the eastern region to go and look for onions, because the northern part is really fine. I wanted to go myself. And then we went on this really bumpy road, went all the way to this village. What I was excited to see was, even though for us it looks like a village, the people had everything.
But that's good, because you are providing direct market to the farmers.
Yes.
And that's something that I think we should give you a thumbs up for.
Yeah, because that farmer in particular, he looked small, but he actually supplies to the malls.
Yeah, you talked about the road, because that has been the major problem of a lot of these farmers. After they produce or they cultivate all these things, and then finding market for it becomes a problem, and then you come in. Bernice, you are doing something quite novel. You have a lip balm.
Yes.
That's something that you don't find in the market. You're in the Hamilton season, so I'm sure you need one of this. Tell me about it. How is the process of making this?
The lip balm basically is shea butter wax and then fragrance oils. So that is just it. You mix both. Everything that I have mentioned, you put them in this container and then you seal. That is all.
And your packaging is one thing that is fantastic. I love it. Where do you source them?
I get the jars from China, and then there's my guy here in Ghana who does the bags, and then everything else from me.
So which one again is from Ghana?
This.
I want to see
the
number of jobs that you are creating for.
The bag.
The bags it's made in Ghana.
Yes,
this is beautiful.
Made in Ghana.
This is beautiful. And the jars, that's what you source from outside. Why don't you look within?
I have tried. I tried. Before I started this, I tried. I went to several bottling companies. How I saw my product. And the jars I was getting weren't going to be a match, so I decided to just get them from outside.
Okay. I'm sure you've been having support from family?
Yes. Actually, my brother helps me with everything. My little brother helps me with everything.
I hope you're paying him.
Yes, I am, because you know, human beings have to be motivated. If I don't pay him, he becomes lazy. And then I want to employ more people, like I said. So if I start paying him, I add everything to my budget.
How many people have you employed now?
Right now we are 3.
Good.
Yes, right now we are 3.
Are they all university graduates?
No, my brother is now in university.
Okay.
Yes, and then the other person is in a medical school.
Oh,
yes.
Fantastic.
Okay, then my auditor. So we are 4.
Okay, great. So it's a growing empire.
Yeah.
What has been your challenges so far? You're a mother as well.
Yes, I have 3
so
children.
Combining family, work, and then
you know the exciting part. My last daughter, my 3rd daughter, is a businesswoman. I mean, if you're going out and she starts to cry and you say, "Okay, I'll give you 10 cedis."
I like her.
That's the end of the money. So she says she wants to be a partner. So what does a partner do? Does she have to fill some forms? Should she sign something?
Yeah.
So they actually are on board with whatever it is. If I'm bottling,
I think your brother should sign some contract.
You know, my daughter's such a businesswoman. If they're bottling, she stays up with me till 2 a.m. just bottling. Mommy, so when are we growing the business? So they've been really supportive. Combining it, because I work for myself, it's easy because I decide what time I want to produce. I have a school, I tell people what to do, and they get it done. If it's a training, I schedule the training. So I get to be able to schedule my time around what it is I do. I think the freedom, people don't understand being an entrepreneur. They think that when you're an entrepreneur, overnight you have money, and that's why people sign on to very quick fix money things. It doesn't work that way. It takes a lot of sweat, a lot of blood, a lot of tears for you to get to a point where you can even breathe. Because I remember when I started the school, can you imagine the first month I made 30 cedis and I had to fuel my car, I take care of my kids, feed them and I mean, I cried. I was like, did I quit work?
Where are you with the school?
Pardon?
Where are you?
Oh, we're hitting
the school.
JHS this year, our first group, right? We started the school for, it was more of like a non-profit kind of thing, because the locality had a lot of children who weren't going to school. And we thought that if we're able to give them quality education, even if we don't get the money, we will get children in Ghana that can make something of themselves because they've got a foundation. And my first batch, the people I came to meet as when I went around the school, the people I came to meet, the first batch, I'm finally at university now. And every time they come back, I am excited because I realized that even though at the time I didn't make any money, I made people. I made people. And people are our most important resource. I mean, we can thank God for trees and gold and everything. But if we lose our people, if we realize that human beings are our biggest resource and we are willing to invest in the human beings, we'll really go far.
And that's what the PL show is about. We are empowering people, we are inspiring the youth, and we're saying that keep watching this show so that you will move from wherever you are and then start marching forward to achieving your dream. Bernice, you are doing something quite novel. You have a lip balm.
Yes.
That's something that you don't find in the market. We're in the Hamilton season, so I'm sure you need one of this. Tell me about it. How is the process of making this?
The lip balm basically is shea butter wax and then fragrance oils. So that is just it. You mix both. I mean, everything that I have mentioned, you put them in this container and then you seal. That is all. And
your packaging is one thing that is fantastic. I love it. Where do you source them?
I get the jars from China. And then there's my guy here in Ghana who does the bags and then everything else for me.
So which one again is from Ghana?
This.
I want to see
the
number
bag.
Of jobs that you are creating for.
The bag. The bag.
It's made in Ghana.
Yes,
this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And the jars, that's what you source from outside. Why don't you look within?
I have tried. I tried. Before I started this, I tried. I went to several bottling companies. How I saw my product. And the jars I was getting weren't going to be a match, so I decided to just get them from outside.
Okay. So if someone is looking for Nkuto, it's what, Nkuto Haven?
Yes.
Okay, you have different, you actually have different flavors. I like it.
Yes.
The sweet mango and the dark cocoa. If I'm looking to get some, where do I go to?
You can...
I'm going to try it.
Yeah. You can get some from here by Mufi. She's at Dansoman. Or my numbers are on there. You can just call me and then do a pickup.
Can we get this on wholesale?
Yes, definitely. There are wholesale packages for it as well. Okay. For anybody looking to purchase to sell also.
Is there a number to call?
Yes.
This smells very good. I like the feel of it. It's very smooth. Yes. In 5 years, where do you see Nkuto Haven?
In 5 years, I want Nkuto Haven to be all over Ghana, all over the world. I want everybody to know the use of shea butter and how amazing and the amazing work this product is doing.
What would you like to tell the youth who are aspiring to have their personal business?
I think I read in a book that you only make money when you meet a need. And so look around you, find a need and meet it. And don't expect to get rich overnight. It doesn't work that way. Real life, it doesn't work that way. It's not like a fairy tale thing. And don't cut corners. So find a need, meet that need, and a little bit at a time.
It's been the Phenomenal Lady Show, the Discovery episode, and I must say I am inspired by the stories of these amazing young women who are doing fantastically well. We will go for a break. When we come back, we continue with that.
Rumor to me.
Nkuto Master, ebe yedwuma na mo. Hwese o madahati. Roma insecticide spray ada Roma. Entafre, entatia, mekeche ha. No way. Hwemekunu, entonton ba kokra amfa ne ho. Eno so a empusie. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil. Emma wo dem ye sham. Roma, Ekua.
Roma and Tonton Master.
Yena. Makechiano, why are you?
Oh!
Tum tum preku. Saso. Mwa. Saso.
Papa no, oh you saso. Yena you saso.
Yes, yes. Saso. Madam, saso. Saso. What?
Saso.
Emo beyond that down. Saso. Ekum tum. Ni mwa. Saso. Tum preku.
You're welcome back from the break. It's still the Phenomenal Lady Show Discovery episode, and I have been talking to Peace and Joy and Bernice. So Peace and Joy.
Yes, ma'am.
And Bernice. I like the name, sounds nice. By the way, we have a little gift for you. We believe that in whatever you are doing, we have brands that should also support you. And I don't know, you mentioned something about your community. I'm sure maybe there may be mosquitoes there, here and
yes,
there.
There are.
So fecal spray starch and Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil, they are here to support you to eradicate all the mosquitoes in your area, leaving your area very, very fresh and pleasant. Same with you. But in the next 5 years, where do you see Joy Spices?
I want to see Joy Spices in every woman's kitchen. In Ghana first, and then West Africa, Africa, and then beyond.
Thank you very much, Bernice and Joy. You have been watching the Phenomenal Lady Show, the Discovery episode, which is proudly sponsored by Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil, Roma and Tonton Master and Fecal Spray Starch. Look sharp, and we are filming right here at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. Movenpick, your home away from home. My name is Ekua Asanteba. Keep watching.
Yeah.